Hi, I'm going to walk you through how to do this assignment, the Black Hole of Technology Evidence Log. So let's take a look at the directions. Using the blog post, The Black Hole of Technology, linked here. So let's go ahead and click on that right now, students, to open it up. Perfect. I already have it open right here. Complete the evidence log. Now, I'm not going to read the next sentence because you're already watching the video. So we have open right now, students, the blog post. You can see I have it open. Now, something that I like to do, I like to have two windows open at the same time so that I can look at both of them while I'm working. And the way that I do that, there's lots of ways to do this, but I just click on the tab and pull down. And then I just click and drag it over so that I can look at two different windows at the same time. So I do suggest doing that. It's okay to just flip back and forth, but that's something that's really helpful for me. All right, so what we're going to start out with, students, we are going to do the quick write first. So the quick write says, have you ever felt distracted by your technology? Explain your experience below. So what I'd like you to do right now is pause this video, and I want you to write about a time where you felt distracted by your technology. Maybe it was a time when you were trying to do schoolwork. Maybe it was a time when someone in front of you had their phone out, maybe at a movie theater, or at an assembly, at a performance. Anything really works. So pause this right now and write your quick write. 2 sentences is enough. So here's what I wrote. One time as a teacher, my phone rang in the middle of class because I forgot to turn it on vibrate. And then you can see I wrote, I was so embarrassed because I got really distracted by my phone ringing. It was a really, really embarrassing moment for me. So I can't wait to read what you wrote in your quick write. All right, students, we're going to continue working on this, and this is the exact same assignment. We've done this 3 different times now, and it's the same type of process. So you can see that we have this chart to fill out. I'm just making it a little bigger so we can see it all together. So we have some guiding questions and some evidence boxes that we have to fill up. So you can see, students, that we have the title of our blog post, The Black Hole of Technology. We have the genre. Remember, genre is like the type of writing this is. It's a blog post, and it's by Lena Kahn. That is our author, and I have a picture of her right here, which is pretty cool. What's up, Lena? Good to see you. So let's take a look at this question. It says, guiding question. In this selection, how did electronic devices and online access affect people's lives? And then notice that it says beneficial or harmful. So we want to try to use those words in our answer. So if you haven't already, it would be a really good idea to pause this video and actually read through this. We did read this blog post together in class. We had some amazing students read it to us, but it might be helpful for you to pause the video, like I said, and look back at it and read it. So pause the video now and do that if it's something you need to do. Okay, so I remember that this article, it talked more about how harmful technology was. This blog post talked more about how easy it is for people to access the internet and access social media, but that it started to distract Lena and her friends from the world outside. So I am going to take a moment and write that down, write all those thoughts that I had down into my box. All right, so here's what I wrote. This blog post discusses the harmful effects technology can have on teens' lives. While access to the internet is easy, it can often lead to difficult results like becoming addicted to social media. Now, students, all of those ideas are just things that I remember Lena telling us. So you can pause this video right now and you can copy down what I have, or if you have another idea, you can do that too. The next part is finding evidence to support what it is we just said. There's a lot of different choices that you can make. I chose something from paragraph 1 right here. It's the 3rd sentence, and it starts with equating quality with speed and volume. People may read thousands of news headlines broadcasted across the world daily, yet they will forget them in a couple hours. So what I'm going to do, students, I'm going to copy and paste that. And I'm going to make sure that I put my quotation marks around the beginning and the end. And then lastly, I need to make sure that I put in my citation, and it's going to look like this, paragraph 1. Now, I'm making sure, students, that I put the period outside of those parentheses, and I'm also going to make it not be underlined. So to do that, I'm just going to select everything, and then I go up to this U, and I click it twice. So go ahead and pause this video right now and get your evidence in. And remember, students, there are a lot of other pieces of evidence that you can choose. Any other piece that supports what we said in our guiding question in this box, any of those sentences or quotes work. Okay, so now we're going to fill in the next guiding question. It says, explain how this selection addresses the use of technology. Does it present more beneficial or harmful aspects? Well, we kind of already answered that in our other box that we filled out. But what we're going to do now, students, is we're going to expand on what it is we wrote. So I'm remembering that we wrote about how having access to the internet is easy, but that it can also lead to difficult results, like becoming addicted to social media. So what I'm going to do, students, is explain how that addiction can happen and why that addiction is bad. Okay, so here's what I wrote. In this blog post, Lena Khan, that's the author, talks about her experience of becoming obsessed with her Instagram. Now, students, this sentence right here, this part that I've selected, it's kind of just like a summary. It's connecting what we said in the other guiding question to what we're going to say in this one. So keep reading with me in my second paragraph. So notice that I use her last name, Khan. That's the name of the author, so it's good to do that. Khan explains that while on a family trip to Cambodia, she realized how much she needed to look at her phone, and she decided to make a change to use it less. So we talked about how it was harmful for her up in this part up here. So now in this part, we're going to talk about her again realizing that it's harmful and now talking about how she wants to make a change. So students, go ahead and pause this video right now so that you can copy down my answer, or if you have your own idea, please add that in. So the next step is to find evidence to support what we just said. So remember, students, that evidence is a quote. We want to look in the article, in the blog post, and we want to find a quote that supports her wanting to make a change in her technology use, or that shows her realizing that she's obsessed with it. So why don't you pause this video right now and try to find a quote that you want to use. So here's the quote I want to use. I want to use this quote from paragraph 7, and it says, next time I'm walking along any road, I'll value my surroundings instead of texting on a device. I really like that one. So I copied it, and I'm going to paste it over here. And now I want to make sure again that I put my little quotation marks at the beginning. Notice that I'm making sure the quotation mark is right next to that N, or right next to that letter. And then I'm going to put it at the very end of the word device. And now we have to put in our citation, or where we got this from. So this is paragraph 7. Notice that I'm putting I'm putting parentheses around it, and I'm making sure that the period comes at the end of the parentheses. Now, if you came up with a different one, that's totally fine, but this is what I have. So if you want to, you can pause this video right now and you can copy down what I have. Okay, so the very last part that we have to do is the elaborate. It says, according to this blog post, how can technology be harmful? So what this means, students, we want to think about everything that we wrote, everything we wrote in this part, everything we think and feel, and we want to write down how technology can be harmful according to Lena Khan, according to this author up here, this person right here, okay? Okay, so here's my answer. I said, according to Khan, remember that's the last name of our author. It's a good practice to use their last name. Technology can be harmful for people who do not stop to think about what they are reading online. Sometimes people can consume information without questioning whether it is real or not. Also, some people can spend too much time looking at their phones instead of looking at their surroundings. So students, a couple things in my example that I wanted to point out to you. I use this word also as a transition word to connect my ideas together. I also wanted to point out that I have 3 different sentences here. And take a look, I'm sectioning them out so you can see them now. Each sentence is long and it's complete. The beginning of the sentence is capitalized and there's a period at the end of the sentence. Now, if I put this back together, notice that there's a space in between the period and the next sentence that comes. That's always something that I want you to make sure that you're doing, okay? All right, students, so feel free to watch this video as many times as you need to complete this assignment. And if you need any help on it, make sure you ask or you come to office hours. Bye.